Hi everyone. So my project focuses on the level of awareness with Duchenne muscular dystrophy. I wanted to take some time to explore just how life-altering this disease could be for a person, but how few people know about it. I took some time to interview some people and ask them about things that they love to do, but how hard that would be to do that how impossible it would be to do that if they weren't able to walk. And I asked them how they would feel about it. And then afterwards, I took a poll in order to see how many people knew about Duchenne muscular dystrophy, or maybe even just muscular dystrophy in general. I hope that this sheds light on how serious this disease could be for somebody's life, how much it would change their life, but also how little people who aren't affected by the disease know about it. And so I hope this really highlights the importance of being aware of such a disease, be aware of muscular dystrophy in general, and that's something we can all take away from. Thank you.
Something I love to do is rollerblade, but if I were unable to do so because I couldn't walk, I think I would feel very limited. I think movement, especially of my legs, is really important for my everyday life, and if I couldn't do it, then it would be really life-changing for me.
Something that I'd love to do that'd be impossible if I couldn't walk is playing soccer. It's something I've done throughout my entire life. It's a sport that I've played in grammar school, middle school, high school. Now I still play in college with friends. And it really connects me to a community of great friends that I've developed throughout my life. If I couldn't play soccer anymore, I would feel disconnected from the community that I've developed. And I would feel like an essential element of joy and happiness has just been ripped away. And I couldn't imagine that reality. It's also something that's become integral to my identity as I follow soccer, and I have allegiance to certain teams, and I couldn't imagine losing that part of my life because it's something that I enjoy and embody so thoroughly.
So something I love to do and wouldn't be able to do if I couldn't walk is roller skate or skate of any kind, even skateboard. It would make me probably really devastated. I think anyone would be, but I would hope that after some time I could move out of that ableist mindset and enjoy something else even though I can't walk. I'm sure there's millions of other things I could enjoy, hopefully.
I thoroughly enjoy playing tennis, and if I couldn't walk, then that would be such a huge loss. I probably would be depressed for a long time. And so I really do enjoy playing tennis.
Something I love to do is walking along the beach or the pier. And if I couldn't do that because I couldn't walk, I would feel pretty devastated. And yeah, pretty sad. Because I wouldn't be able to do my favorite thing.
Something I absolutely love to do, but would be impossible if I couldn't walk, would be playing basketball. Basketball allows me to value teamwork, practice fitness and physical health, and keeps me mentally stable. If I wasn't able to do this, I would be very upset because it helps me grow up as an individual and allows me to work with others to complete a goal.
I was gonna say that I like to walk my dog or take walks. But technically, if I couldn't walk, I could do other things like ride in a wheelchair or something. So I don't think much of what I love would be impossible if I couldn't walk. But I would feel pretty sad, I guess, if I couldn't do those things. Yeah.
I think for me it would be exercising or even just running. I think that plays a big role in my identity in life and relaxing. And if I couldn't do it, I think it would cause me to try and figure out I guess, a routine or types of exercises, or something of a similar nature to kind of get me back on some sort of healthy regimen. I think, I'm assuming I might feel a little depressed at first, but I think eventually I'd figure it out and kind of adjust my life accordingly. But yeah, anyways, hope that helps.
Something that I love to do but would be impossible if I couldn't walk would be ice skating. If I couldn't ice skate, I'd be pretty sad because it was such a core part of my high school activities. It was a big part of why I became friends with so many people, and it was just a fun thing to do.
Something I love to do is play basketball. It would be beyond impossible to even step onto the court if I couldn't walk. It's just, and even recovering from an injury and having to be on crutches for a month and unable to fully walk, I could definitely feel a little bit of the burden and the mental distress of not being able to do what felt like something so simple, considering I've been playing for 12 years.
So I hope that after hearing these people's stories, it even further highlights the fact that ambulation, just the ability to walk in general, is so prevalent in everyday life. And just to not have that opportunity, not have that ability, it's very, very life-changing. I think one of the biggest takeaways was not only just how many different things people do with walking, but also how they would feel about it if they were unable to do so. So after these interviews, I took a poll and I asked people if they knew about Duchenne muscular dystrophy, but then if they did, then if they knew how it's different from other types of muscular dystrophy. So 50% of the people that I interviewed did not know what muscular dystrophy or Duchenne muscular dystrophy was. The 40% of them that did know, they did not know what made Duchenne muscular dystrophy more severe. And finally, there was only one person who knew about Duchenne muscular dystrophy and also knew about why it's more severe, about why it affects boys more significantly in the different ways that it does in the genetic way. And so this really does shed the light on how awareness is so important in these diseases and in these things that are so serious, because when something affects your everyday life, it's all the more important to really understand where it comes from, why it influences people's lives and their families when they're unable to do so. Thank you.